And back on the tadpole for a special Saturday morning from the Huck Boyd Center, getting ready for the big concert tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. Of course, that's going to be where the amendment, 50th anniversary of the amendment is taking place. The rehearsal's going on all morning, and they'll be going on into this afternoon. We've been talking with a lot of former members, and we have one that makes the amendment this year an international group, because we have Brett Musser with us all the way from the United Kingdom. Brett, thanks for coming over here.
Lovely to see you, Ted.
Okay, you graduated in '73.
Yeah.
And I'll be talking about England in a little bit here, but what about the joining the amendment? Were you in, how many years were you in, Brett?
Oh gosh, I think just 3 years. Because I
Did
don't
you
think
play
I started
piano?
until sophomore. I played piano a bit and sang, and always was looking up to everybody because they were all so fabulous. They were just, older upperclassmen, and they were just all amazing. And I was just going, wow, at every rehearsal. So that's what I remember, really,
Sure.
most of all.
Okay, and you remember the songs? Any of the songs, Brett?
Gosh, I don't remember loads of them, but I think what I remember most of all is the tours we did, and the concerts, and the moments before the concert when we would, try to, concentrate.
Sure.
And it was such a great experience for everything else I did in my career.
Yeah.
And that's really why I wanted to come back this weekend, is
Wow.
because I owe the amendment so much. In what I was able to do in my career.
Sure. How long had it been since you'd been back?
Oh, actually, I was just back in May to see my mom,
all
because
right.
she's still
Okay,
here
sure.
in Phillipsburg.
Right.
So, but
I did hear that you were back. Yeah. Okay.
It's lovely to be back.
Okay. So, I've talked to several people who thought the amendment really brought them out a little bit, gave more confidence, everything. And you feel that was a big plus for you, Brett?
Well, absolutely, and because you're in a smaller group, you're given that much more responsibility, and of course that makes you work harder. And there's always this thing about, if you've got a more experienced musician to look up to, then you have something to emulate.
Sure.
And you're working on that tone and that musicianship and that concentration that the more experienced performer is using, and that helps you grow.
Well, it sounds like then, when you graduated, what happened after you left the amendment?
Well, I went to Fort Hayes and had a great music education there. And then at one point, I didn't know what I was going to do, so I went off and I toured with a theater company across Kansas for a year. And then I went back to get my bachelor's degree, and then I was offered a Rotary Foundation scholarship, which took me to Cardiff in Wales.
Wow.
And did that for a year, and then that gave me the confidence to go live in New York. And then on a subsequent journey to the United Kingdom to work in the theater that I've been connected to when I was over there, I met my wife, and we had 3 children, and the story went on from there. So
have you been in the theater all your life?
Well, no, because I went then into education, but the theater is always been a big interest.
Sure, yeah.
But I spent 30 years teaching in British schools, in secondary schools.
Okay, wow.
So
what do you do? Are you retired now?
I've just retired from teaching voice and piano lessons in schools.
Wow.
So, and my wife just retired. She's a vicar in the Church of England. She's just retired.
Really?
So we've moved up to be near her family in the Midlands.
Okay.
So,
So where do you live then?
so we live in a little village called Peopleton, near Pershore, which is a lovely market town with lots of independent shops. People from Phillipsburg would love Peopleton. People are very friendly there, and it's a very mixed community. When I left to come over here, they were in the middle of their plum festival, which would feel very much like rodeo time, except they're in the region where they raise lots of plums. And so loads of fruit is available, and it was a huge day. Loads of vintage cars right out to the horizon, and thousands of people there. It's quite amazing.
Wow, that's amazing. So how long were you in New York?
Just 3 years, but 3 crucial years, because I think, with so many people, if you grow up in the Midwest, you either want to go to one coast or the other. That's always what you want to do. And so to achieve that and be able to work there and go to some musical theater composition classes was amazing to me. I worked at an advertising agency to earn my crust. And then one day a week they'd allow me off and I'd go to something called the BMI Musical Theater Workshop. And so that, again, taught me so much about composition, which I was able to use when my teaching in the United Kingdom.
So how do you like living in England?
It's brilliant. I mean, obviously, you know, my children and their families are there now, and I feel really at home there. But I think part of what makes me love it over there is the fact I can still come back here and enjoy Kansas, because you never want to forget your roots.
Right. Yeah.
That's so important. You know, I've been impressed and amazed over the years, because I know it's not been easy in the Midwest, you know, economically.
Right.
So I've just admired all the people that have stayed here and have made the community grow in so many wonderful ways.
Okay, I've had someone almost walk behind us here. So you have 2 children, you say?
I have three, and then 3 stepchildren.
Okay.
But they're all grown up now.
Okay, they're all doing their own thing.
Yeah, they're all doing their own thing, but not far away, and we're all keeping in touch.
What made you decide besides getting married there, made you decide, I'm going to just kind of stay here? I've always wanted to go to England. I've always wanted to go to Ireland and Wales and all those places. I've never made it. Always wanted to. But is it just because, are they a lot like us and where you... I know we're still the colonials. I know we're still the colonial states over here.
No, they love so many things about the United States, and obviously the feeling is generally very mutual.
Yeah.
I think if you go over there to live, what you experience is, you know, you are noticed because of your accent and because your ways are slightly different.
Sure, yeah.
And that's quite fun to be different. I mean, because if I'd stayed here, I would just be another Kansas boy. And over there, I was, you know, quite unusual.
Wow, sure. So. I would never learn your pounds and sixpence. I would never learn that. Was that hard to learn?
No, because by the time I got there, it was a much easier system, just like ours. You know, different terms, but
they don't use the pounds anymore.
Well, no, they use pounds, but it's still a system,
a
decimated system, just like ours.
Yeah, because that had, a half pound sixpence.
No, they got rid of that. I think that was too confusing for them as well.
Sure, okay, all right, great. Well, Brett, we appreciate you coming all the way back.
Thank you very much, Tad.
And enjoy the...
It's fabulous to always come back to Phillipsburg and hear you're still going on KKN.
It's nice to keep going, too. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Brett.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, who do we have next? Okay.
Thanks a lot.
And I recognize this young lady, too. So, all right, we're going to talk, Cheryl, about... since you graduated in the 80s, you're a youngster.
Yeah, I am.
Cheryl, what do you remember about the amendment?
Oh, it was, I would say, some of the best times in high school. You know, all the hours spent trying to figure out choreography, and, you know, those relationships that you make with those people are lifelong. And,
right.
You know, going on our amendment tours and singing in the state capitals. We sang in Colorado, Oklahoma, and Kansas. We sang in a lot of children's homes, and, you know, going to children's homes and veterans hospitals, it really made you so thankful. Yeah, it was very emotional, but so worth the time.
I had someone on a while ago that said when he said, some of my friends said you ought to join it because you had to take trips.
Yes.
And so, but you did have nice trips.
We did.
Which is part of it. You earned your money to do it, though.
Yes.
You had benefits to do it.
Yes, we did. We did.
What song do you remember?
Can't Fight This Feeling. That was a big one. The Rose, we did that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. And some of them that we're doing this weekend, we sang in high school also. The I'll Remember You, I believe we sang that at graduation.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's fun seeing those songs again.
And you had the opportunity to, of course, last night. No, did you make it last night?
I actually got here about 1 a.m.
Oh,
today.
okay, okay, all right. Well, they had a
So-
nice get. Of course, they're having lunch and they're having
right.
having a dinner tonight. And
Right.
you had a chance. So, have you
Right.
met some people already?
You know, Terry Christensen is the only one here from my era,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but of course my sister's here, and
Sure.
Marty Straub is my uncle, and
Yeah.
so there's some familiar faces around.
Marty saying and you saying.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what are you doing now, Cheryl?
I teach in McPherson,
Okay.
and I've been in education. This is my 29th year in education. So 24 of them in McPherson.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Marymount in Salina,
Okay.
and then when it closed,
Yeah.
I went to Benedictine,
Okay.
and finished up at Benedictine.
Marymount, and we lost St. Mary of the Plains
Yes,
too, and
yes,
Benedictine.
yeah,
How's it
yeah.
doing?
Benedictine is doing amazing.
Good.
It's about 3 times the size
Really?
than when I was there, and the buildings have multiplied, and they're really thriving. They're doing very well.
Do you coach volleyball?
I do. I still
You're
coach
pretty
volleyball.
successful volleyball down there, aren't you?
We are. We have. We've had a great tradition.
Mm-hmm.
We're very blessed with very dedicated athletes, and we're looking forward to another great season this season. So, it's a lot of fun.
Soprano, alto, what do you?
Well, alto, I probably should be singing tenor, to be completely honest. My voice is not good.
Well,
and
that's
years
what-
of teaching
Yeah,
has
sure.
not been very kind to it either.
So no solo tomorrow?
Oh, no.
Marty's got a solo,
He
yeah.
does, and that solo that he did was, it was amazing in high school. I remember him doing it in high school, and so.
I've got to ask you, all different ages, all different songs known, how's it going in there?
Oh, it's good. I think all of the songs that they picked, everybody's pretty familiar with.
Okay,
They've
yeah.
heard at some point in
Well,
time.
somebody said they watched on YouTube, got on YouTube
Oh, yeah.
and watched a lot of it.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and I think we're spending a little more time on some of the more difficult
Mm-hmm.
ones, and hopefully some of the other ones will just come together a little bit easier.
I'm looking forward to Bridge Over Troubled Water. That's coming.
Well, we've been working on
I
it
know,
pretty hard,
yeah,
so.
it sounded like it.
Yeah,
So,
so it should be good.
well, I'm glad that you're here. And
Well, thank you.
Could
I
make it up.
appreciate it, and it's always good to
enjoyed
see
the Kelch
you.
family and everything.
Yeah,
when you're here.
we enjoy you very
Yeah,
much
yeah.
too,
I
so.
was over there once in a while for dinner. and
Yes,
something else.
yes, and always welcome.
Okay, very
Always
good.
welcome.
Cheryl,
Well,
I
thank
hope-
you very
hope
much,
things
Dad.
go well.
They
Volleyball
will.
this
All
year.
right, well,
in
thank
school.
you.
Okay.
Thank you. I
very good.
appreciate that.
Thank you. Well, you're doing it now, aren't you? You're doing volleyball. So have you had any
yeah.
matches yet? Have you had any?
No, we
Okay.
start Tuesday.
Okay,
Tuesday's
all
the
right.
first
Well,
match.
good luck.
Thank you.
I tell you what, I watched the paper to see the Wichita TV has a lot, and they match a lot. So I
Right,
kind of,
right,
I kind of
exactly.
follow how
Yeah,
you're
they
doing.
do, they do. They cover us
I
pretty
follow how
well.
you're doing.
They
Okay,
do.
fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Okay, do we have anyone? Okay.
Right,
Have a seat there.
okay.
What year,
So
Terry?
I was 76.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terry Johnson with us this morning, and
My maiden name is Terry Hauk.
okay,
So,
okay,
yes.
okay, all right. I forget to do that sometimes.
Yes.
Okay. Terry, looking back on when you were involved with amendment,
Yeah.
how many years were you in?
I was in 2 years, my junior and senior year.
What were the tryouts like?
Well, I just remember we had to try out. It wasn't like choir that you could just go in and sing. And so I was nervous,
Sure.
but, I had a lot of music background as I grew up. I played the piano some, played the organ in church. So I think that helped
Sure.
that you could read music. And once I got to be a part of it, it was a lot of fun. We just had a lot of good memories. So.
Were you nervous when you tried out?
Oh, of course.
I think everyone is. Everyone's nervous, I think, when they try out.
Yeah,
For
yes,
that. What song? You remember what you did?
Oh, heavens no. I don't. That's so long ago. I'm even trying to remember some of the songs that we sang. Bridge Over Troubled Water is one of
Okay,
them.
yeah.
I remember that one, but
How's that going in there?
it's
It's a
little
challenge.
hard.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's
challenge,
a challenge.
isn't it?
Yeah, but with some higher notes than I'm used to. But I think the main thing is that we all get to be here.
Sure,
And just some of make those connections again.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a common group that we all belong to, and it's nice to see how many years that it started and now where it's come.
It's
So.
still there, the name's still there?
Yes.
Mrs. Astrike was surprised
Yes.
with all the different directors that still the name retained.
Yeah.
And I didn't find out till this week that's where the name came from.
Yeah, I had no idea
The
either.
amendment
Yeah.
came from that. So What else were you involved in high school?
Well, I was in band, so I played the trumpet, and then and I just I guess band and choir, yeah. And then we did some small ensembles. Went to state a lot. I still continue playing the piano, and I still do. I still play the piano for church and organ. I don't sing as much as I used to, so it's a little challenging for me to do that. But
Alto or soprano?
yeah, I sing
Okay.
alto. Yeah.
Has your voice gone down a
Of
little
course,
bit?
yeah. It's hard to get those little higher ones, so I want to drop it down an octave. But.
So when you, after you graduated, what happened?
So I went to Bethany College. I was there a couple years. I played band there. I didn't sing in the choir there, but I always wanted to sing in the Messiah. I never did.
Oh,
I should
yeah.
have. I should have. But anyway, I went there 2 years, and then I'm a medical technologist. I work in the lab.
Wow.
So I went to Wichita State and finished my degree.
And where are you now?
And I'm at Children's Mercy in Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah, So my kids are there. So we enjoy our family very much, and we enjoy Kansas City. So yeah.
That's right. Well, Children's Mercy, is that the one in Missouri? Is it? I was
Yeah,
on Place
well,
It.
yes, it
It's
is in
right
Missouri.
Is it right off the line?
Yes, it is.
The state line road goes there. It's right down here. The
Yeah,
right.
it's right.
I know.
in
I'm
the-
familiar with it.
Yeah, they have a lot of outsourcing branches now, but yeah, that's
But that, you know,
that is the main one. Yes.
I had some connection with that, and I can't think of it. I had someone in my family was there, one of my
Probably.
grandkids or something. I don't know, but
Yeah,
it's a great.
It's a great place
a
to
great
work.
place
Yeah,
to-
it sure is.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Well,
Yeah.
okay, well, thanks, Terry, coming
Well,
on.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
And-
It's good to hear that you're still here too.
It's
Just
nice
like
being
Brett.
still being here to the alternative, you know. Okay. Thank you,
you.
Terry. All right.
Hi, Tad.
Hi there. I had a chance to talk with you last night a little bit. At the,
We
at the
did,
park, huh?
had a lovely chat.
Alyssa Whitmer, and let's talk a little bit about. See, you were in '77. Okay, so who you were with?
I was in the class with Tina Poole,
Okay.
Brian O'Neill, and Rick
Oh,
Bushnell.
okay.
We're the four that are here
Okay.
from our class, and
What's it like seeing these people that you went to school with and everything?
well, one of the reasons I wanted to come back is when I come back for class reunions, I only get to see the people in my class.
Right. Yeah. That
And
makes
coming
sense.
to this, there's the opportunity to see people that graduated years ahead of me, and of course the ones years
Sure.
behind. And because this is a small town, you pretty much know
Sure,
everybody.
right.
And so it was a really opportunity, like seeing Terry. I hadn't seen her since
Yeah,
high school, or
yeah.
Carla, and the folks last night. It was really nice because I knew all of them growing up,
Sure.
but I haven't seen them
Yeah,
since high school. So it was very good.
I remember everyone's, saying everything through the years here, and so what was when you tried out for amendment? Was there any pressure from home to do that or anything?
Yeah, quite a bit, because of course my mom
Sure, right,
is still
right.
playing the organ over at the United
right.
Methodist Church.
That's why I thought. I thought there might be pressure.
Yeah, and there was, and of course I grew up singing in the church choir there, and
sure.
with my dad and my brother and my
Yeah.
mom, and they encouraged me to try out. I love to sing, so it really wasn't a lot of pressure.
Sure.
But of course, tryouts are nerve-wracking
Yeah.
because you're like being judged, But we had a lot of fun. I was particularly fond of going on the trips that we went on.
Several people don't comment on the trips. So
Yeah.
do you remember anyone that really stands out?
Yes, we went to Denver. And in fact, Terry and Carla were with that. I was with them in that group. It was when we were juniors and they were seniors. And we went to Colorado, and Ken Lang was the director at that point.
Okay.
And we had some connections. I can't remember who through at this point in time. That was years ago. But we went and sang at several high schools, and then we sang at, I believe, did we sing at DU, Denver University? Didn't we have like a place there? Or we sang in a church or something.
Sure.
But we had a really good time, and there's a wonderful picture that has circulated around Facebook of the two of them and myself in shopping carts in some parking lot in Denver. That's quite funny. We laughed about. So I think we were probably trying to escape and ended up getting in trouble. But
What about your songs that you're doing next door?
it's really nice. It's a lot to know, and
it is.
10 songs is a lot.
I sing in a women's choir in Phoenix, so I feel like I at least can read the music, and I'm a pretty good sight reader, so I don't feel too stressed out about that. But it's a lot of music.
Sure.
And it's with, people that we haven't sang together for years. So it's really a challenge, but I think that Annette and Kelly are doing an excellent job of trying to get us to all get on the same pitch and such.
And, I'll say this again, I've said this several times, if you're out there, want to come and, it's open today. You can come walk in and watch them if you want to, or wait until tomorrow, 2 o'clock. And 2 o'clock tomorrow is when you'll be putting on the performance.
Right. And we want you to come then, because all of the money that we raise goes back to the current high school amendment. And if we have extra, people are encouraged to bring a little extra and throw in the till. And we will have hopefully enough for a small scholarship for a kid that's in high school now that's wanting to go into music. So.
Have you ever done telethons?
I have.
That's what they do on telethons.
I know, that's just like always making money, so I thought I'd make a pitch.
That's a good, appreciate the pitch. $10 adults, $5 for children, and anything extra helps out the program.
Right, right.
So after you graduated, Val, where'd you go? What happened?
I went to KU and.
You got a KU shirt on.
Of course.
Okay.
And I graduated with a degree in nursing. And I lived in Kansas City for years and went and got my master's at UMKC in counseling. And I live currently in Phoenix, Arizona, and I work at the VA with veterans who have mental health concerns and challenges, and love my work. And 37 years, I've
37. Wow.
Yeah, I've been a nurse, and I had most of it in mental health services. But I took a break and did hospice nursing for 8 years.
Oh, you did.
That's
a great program.
I loved that program, and but I found my way back to mental health eventually, and of course retirement is looming, and I can't wait for that. I've got second career ideas going in my head.
You do? Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Be sure you have a second career.
Yes. Oh, no. I think that's really important because I work with a lot of vets right now who are retiring, and they're really struggling because they don't know what to do with the extra time. And so I've got some things on the side that I have wanted to do for a long time, and so hopefully that'll all work out too.
How long have you lived in Phoenix?
I have lived in Phoenix since 1996.
Okay. You have bad dust storms there, don't you?
We have horrible dust storms, and right now it's monsoon season.
It is.
And that is when the dust storms happen, but we've had
during the rainy time, the dust.
It's even worse, Tad, because the whole city gets covered by dirt, and then it decides to pour down and rain, so we have mud.
Well, I guess the dust storms are from the front. I guess it brings the rain through, kind of. Is that the
Something
premise
like that?
of it?
And we live in the
roll
desert.
in?
They roll in in the desert between Tucson and Phoenix. It's all desert, and it just picks up and it just takes it all over the city. There's great pictures of the whole entire city being engulfed, and it's a big city. So.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
The heat is awful right now, but if you ever want to come visit Phoenix, you come after October, and you get the heck out by May.
Okay.
We got lots of snowbirds, and come on down.
Thank you, Val, for
You're
coming
welcome.
on. Val Whitmer. Okay. Yep. So, I'll take a look at
Hi, Tad.
Hi there, Carla. Okay, and I was just looking, Zolman, I was just looking 76.
76.
Carla, all
Yes.
right. Amendment. Let's talk about that first. And I have trouble recognizing, putting faces and names anymore.
Oh, I understand
That's
that,
why I
Tad.
look at you, Carla. But I remember Carla. So
Okay.
what about you trying out for amendment? How was that? Was it nerve-wracking?
Well, yes, I think there was a piece of music that we were given, and we were supposed to practice on it, and then for our instructor. Yeah, it was probably a little trying, but I think I enjoyed music. I sang in junior high for Mr. Astrike and enjoyed him.
Sure.
And just wanted to continue to do that.
So who were your director? Who do you have?
Well, Mr. Astrike in junior high, and then Mr. Lang, and then my last year was with Bev Stutterheim.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any songs that you remember particularly that you sang?
Not
What's a
particularly
favorite?
the songs. We sang a variety of them. I remember, of course, we had the amendment benefit back then when I was in high school, and
sure.
I did. Terry Houck, who you interviewed earlier,
sure.
she played the piano for me. I sang a solo at the benefit, and I remember that song was Midnight Blue. And it was funny because I said to her, I said, "Do you remember that?" And she says, "I have to look it up." But then she remembered.
Sure,
Once you hear the melody,
Sure,
you remember.
right, yeah.
So.
Okay, so,
yeah.
and what else were you involved in school?
I was involved in band. I also played the trumpet,
Mm-hmm.
and then White Teen back then, and FHA. I mean, I think as small as Phillipsburg was and still is, you were involved in almost everything. Sports for girls, we were just getting started. I was not really into the basketball, but I was a cheerleader at that time.
Right,
So,
okay, so then when you graduated,
in,
when you graduated from high school, then what happened? then?
Okay, I went to Fort Hays and majored in elementary education, got my BS there, and my master's at Wichita State.
Wow.
I actually live in Great Bend now and have
Okay.
lived there since graduation from Fort Hays.
Okay, so what do you like about teaching?
I am retired now.
Oh, okay, well.
Spent 36 years teaching. I still substitute teach
Okay.
preschool through high school, and I guess, once a teacher, always a teacher.
I got a text from Sandra Ross a little while ago. She's watching and said, "Looks like I'm enjoying all the talking to all of you and everything." Because I remember Carla Zolman and what was going on with your family. So, what was the experience as being in the amendment? Did it give you? A lot of people I've talked to said it gave a lot more confidence and.
Well, like I said, I was in music in junior high and always enjoyed doing it and wanted to continue to do it. One of the reasons I probably tried out was because I did enjoy it. We went on trips, and
Sure.
I remember the telethon that we'd perform
Yeah,
at,
yeah.
and the years that I can remember going on trips. Of course, one year was just a Kansas trip, and we went to the prison in Leavenworth, and that was a little scary. I
Yeah,
can
sorry,
remember.
yeah.
But my last year, we went to Colorado, and the Naval Academy out there was, one of the things I can
that was a big
remember.
trip there, yeah.
I remember we ate at Casa Bonita.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, those are things that I remember, and
I think I was with that group.
maybe you were.
That was a Casa Bonita. Yeah. Went to St. Anthony Academy, and it was really great. And
Yeah.
I had some performances there.
Right, correct.
We stayed at several motels. Didn't we stay in Denver? I remember that.
Yeah,
That's coming back.
that was
to-
very enjoyable,
yeah,
so.
and who was your director then?
Well, that last year would have been Bev
Bev,
Stedifon.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, how have you enjoyed seeing all the people?
It's interesting. As we walked in, we talked about, well, who are we going to remember? Of course, the young ones you're not going to remember, but you remember, a few years younger. And of course, I probably remember a lot of people older.
Sure.
I think that's because I have two older sisters, and you kind of
Right, yeah.
look up to them and the people
Sure.
they hang out with. So.
Okay, well, Carla, let's get back in there and get the
Okay.
practice. How are the practices going? Are
They're
they
going
fun?
okay. We've been working on parts, and some of us
Wow.
a little bit more than others.
That's
Thanks,
great.
Tad, I
Yeah, thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Carla. Wow. There's a list of, we've talked to a lot of them this morning. We appreciate being able to do this. Thank you. And one last plug here. So, again, let's see. Wow. We've been here I think we have our longest tadpole on record here now, which is great. And I appreciate Rachel hanging in here while we talked to all these different people and got the different, what happened. I was interested a lot in not only in the amendment, but what had happened since they left school and what their life had been. And I think that's what I've enjoyed about the interviews here most of the day. So anyway, you can still come out and you can watch them. I don't know what they'll be rehearsing this afternoon still. And they'll be tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And come on out. It's going to be a great day. We'd like to fill it 500 seats. and $10 for adults. It goes for a good purpose. $5 goes for a good purpose. And if you want to make a little extra, it goes to the schools here in the system to help out with the program. And you can help out that and also fill the place to show these past amendment members how much they were appreciated and how they are still appreciated here. And well, I guess that's going to do it. Next Thursday we'll have I'm sure a shorter tadpole, and the next Saturday is sports talk. So we'll be seeing you next week. And you have a good Labor Day weekend. And again, 2 o'clock tomorrow. Nice.